Hi guys, today I'm going to do a reaction video on the song Chandrachooda from the movie Garuda Gamana Vrishabha Vahana and a little bit of arrangement analysis of the song. It's obviously composed by the 15th century poet and philosopher Purandara Dasa, but it's arranged in a very modern way by the composer Midhun Mukundan. So there's a lot to discuss in the song. Some really beautiful, simple things happen, but in very, very intelligent and minimalist, stylish ways. So we'll get to the song later, but first let us discuss very little bit about Mr. Purandara Dasa himself, because I was reading up on him, and the very first paragraph on his social reform section in Wikipedia taught me this. So look here, Purandara Dasa fought the evils of casteism through his songs. In his song Avakula Vadarenu Avanaderenu Atma Bhavavariyada Mele, he wonders what is the use if one does not understand the spirit of humanism, whatever caste or status one might be accredited to. In the same song, when relating to cows of different colors and sugarcane of different shapes, he emphasizes that one's birth cannot merely decide the highness or lowness of any individual. He asks, will the sweetness of a crooked sugarcane be also crooked, or will the milk of cows of many a color be also of many a colors? He asked people to do their best in the world, to provide food and charity to the poor, help others and give up attachments. He was against the caste system and believed true caste was based on character, not birth. Sacrifice did not imply the slaughter of animals, but the slaying of one's own bad qualities. And he was also for gender equality and also against untouchability. So I point this out because, see, this shows that we don't need Americans, British people, Europeans or communists to teach us what are the flaws in our systems, and we will always reform them with our own people, and we have always done that. No one was giving him gender diversity or casteism PhDs to help him realize that casteism is wrong. Casteism was fluid in the past, it became fossilized, and he was fighting against that as well, being a devout Hindu himself. We don't need to hate India and hate Hindus and hate Sanatan Dharma to be against casteism. So let's get to the song now. There are a lot of things to discuss in the song, so I'll probably be rewinding and fast forwarding countless times, so can't help it if you get bored. Okay, the very first thing I like about this part is that it starts with a tanpura very obviously, but unless you are listening to this song in a headphone, good pair of headphones or a very good speaker, you will not realize that there's a very nice low bass sound as well along with the tanpura. That sustained bass tone is going on along with the tanpura. And these sort of subtle things go on in the entire song, which you will never know if you haven't heard this song in a very good pair of headphones or high-end speakers, unfortunately. But what is a great song? One which forces you to buy costly gear? No. One which sounds great even in a very cheap piece of equipment, and also differently great in a very high-end music listening equipment. That's a great song, and this is that kind of a great song. Chandrachooda Shiva Shankara Parvati Ramana Ninageva. This song is sung so awesomely by Siddhartha Belmannu, and I like these songs which have amazingly low vocals. But the first thing you have to notice is that there are two layers of vocals going on, panned up, I think about 70 or 80% or maybe 60% to both sides. So if you listen to on a laptop speaker or a mobile phone speaker, you will never know this, because those are mono speakers. You have to listen to on stereo speakers or stereo headphones, and even if you listen on stereo speakers, they have to be aligned up properly in your room, so that you realize that there are two distinct vocal takes, not even copy pasted, two distinct vocal recordings done, and they have been panned out in both sides. What's wrong with my mic? Let's listen to this once again. Shiva Shankara Parvati Ramana Ninageva. That lead tone comes in with some great synthesizer processing, and that goes from left to right. Shiva Shankara that goes from left to right, and then the vocal comes in. And one thing you have to remember, one of the main features of this song is that there are no gigantic chord changes, like in the case of my analysis of the Singara series song. There was great intelligence in the way the chord was applied to the melodies, But here the brilliance is in the fact that there are almost no chords applied. It's one single bass tone and one sa and pa going on in the entire song. So that kind of is a center of gravity that holds the song from here, and everything is left to the main core melody of the vocals to take space. So the chords are not helping the core composition takes shape. It's leaving all the brilliance to the core composition, to the core tune that was composed 500 years back. That okay, it's a melodious composition. You take all the duty. I'm not going to be responsible for the melody section. I'm just going to make it more punchy. So the arranger, as Midhun Mukundan as an arranger, kind of takes a back seat, kind of takes a step back and lets all the brilliance of Purandara Dasa take course. So what I was going to say is that the reverb of this vocals, that this also happens later in the song. So you don't feel the need for any chords in your ears because the reverb of that vocals is working as a sustain. So there's no need as such for a chord. The notes that hit in the vocals in that section, the sustain of those notes work as a chord itself, because that goes on for a long time, the sustains of those vocal notes. This groove I have a lot to say about. This ta 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 ta. So there are two things going on here. There's one ta 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 and there's one tuck. So the ta 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 ta, as far as I can guess, is from a muted guitar, okay, muted electric guitar or maybe an acoustic guitar. It might be played through a MIDI keyboard or maybe it's a loop, I don't know, but it is a guitar tone, as I'm 90% sure. Yeah, it's a muted guitar with playing the 5th or 4th strings or the 6th and 5th strings of a guitar, and it's doing ta 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 ta. It's doing just that. The tuck is coming from some other wooden percussive instruments. Maybe it's a software or a real percussive instruments that we don't need to be bothered about. But those are actually two distinct things playing at the same moment. But they are made to sound like the same instrument. Right? You feel like it's coming from the same instrument because the texture and the tonality of the thing is so beautifully used that it feels like the same instrument, but they are not. They're two distinct instruments. Okay, there was a one strong pad tone going on, slightly distorted in the behind. That was rising up chromatically, that you do with the synthesizer's pitch bender. That rose up pitch bender. It rose up with a pitch bender, and now the flute comes in. And I have to say something else here as well. This is Rishabh Shetty, and I can't believe this. See, you know, an actor is great and has great courage in choosing different kinds of roles when you can't recognize him in some roles. See the difference with our mainstream heroes, like in Bollywood. Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan have the same look, same expressions, same dialogue delivery styles in all movies, right? But here I can't believe I saw this guy in Kantara. I haven't watched this movie, Garuda Gamana, Vrishabhavana, as yet. I'm going to watch it sometime in December or January. But I can't believe this is the same guy doing all those wild things in Kantara. Maybe Chak De India, Shah Rukh Khan is sort of a comparison. And in that sense, Akshay Kumar's Ram Setu look is a bit different. But other than that, there's not many examples like that. So I'm really excited about what Rishabh Shetty is going to do in this movie. So flute, pad, and that highly reverbed up vocals. Those are the things we have heard yet so far. And then the flute comes in and just leaves you hanging so that you can get to the groove. There are two especially awesome things going on here. One's of course the bass drum. The kick drum is so tight and heavy, but other than that, the groove is heightened not just because of the bass drum, but because of the ride cymbal. Okay, that's a fascinating thing to do. I think one example of this would be the band Gojira. They have always used distinct ride cymbal tones in their songs. Everything is aside, but sab kuch ek taraf. But the ride cymbal tone will be very distinct in their mixes always. So this song reminds me of any Gojira song, because see, That's the ride cymbal going on. That's so powerful, distinct, bright. Beautiful application. Okay. And the other thing that's going on here is, I don't know if it was a conscious decision, because I think one line in the song I thought was a reference to elephants, I guess, because I saw the word gaj. So here this tone kind of sounds like a processed version of an elephant's call, right? So this is the sort of the chorus riff. This is the main chorus part of the song, which will come back in the chorus. It won't happen in the verse. So in the verse, there's even less instrumentation. This already sounds like a very minimal arrangement by today's mainstream standards. So I wonder what the musical background of Midhun Mukundan is. This is so beautiful, industrial rock, industrial metal kind of influences here. That layer is so awesome. That's done with, I don't know, it's actually processed version of some elephant call, or it's done entirely with synthesizers, maybe to emulate an elephant's call. But I wonder if the director told him that, yeah, give some elephant influences in this song. It should sound like an elephant is walking gradually. You know, and this processing of elephant tones also reminds me of a song. I don't remember the name of the song, but it's from an album called Magic Doors by a band called Portishead. They had a song in that album which processed the sounds of elephant calls and horse calls, and processed it in a way that so that they could use it as a melody line in the song. You should listen to that album by a band called Portishead. Maybe Midhun Mukundan has influences from that band as well. So there's no chords playing, no different chord change, no different major minor going on, just that one distinct strong bass line hitting you over and over again, and letting all the melody is in the hands of the core composition done 500 years ago. So the bass line is ta 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 ta, and it's obviously the second half of the main chorus riff, which is ta 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 ta, and here we get just the ta 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 ta. Right. And that muted guitar riff along with the rim shot tuck tuck is also going on. Beautiful composition. Multiple vocal layers still going on, panned all around your ears. This is essentially what we are doing here is a ear training session. Someone with better ear training than me will obviously be able to listen to more things here. And with my ear training, I'm listening to some things, and if anyone's a musician watching here, they can have some help in distinguishing these layers. And if anyone's a hobbyist, they just want to become a little bit better of a hobby singer or a guitar player or a synthesizer player. If you do that as part of your hobby, you can get help from these videos by just understanding that there are so many ways to look at a song. And if you are none of those, if you're just a layman, just try to appreciate what music composers and arrangers do with a song. Okay, there are 2 octaves going on in the vocals, right? See, one's a high octave and there are 2 octaves right now. There's one layer going on here, and one's higher up, which I can't do without singing in falsetto layers. He's shouting very loudly and achieving that octave. Okay, this is one of the best parts of the song. this reverse thing that happens. Okay, this thing is called a reverse of what, I don't know. Maybe a processed symbol and maybe some synthesizers, but that soaks up, that brings you in, sucks you in, draws your attention, and then gets you into the chorus. This tone. That is as an arranger, any arranger will tell you it's probably their favorite thing to do, doing a reverse of some things. Piano reverse is the most common thing. Guitar reverse is very common. Here it seems like a reverse ride cymbals. He hit that and reversed it. That draws your attention and then puts you in a punch to get to the chorus. Another great thing that happens here, by the way. Yeah, see, the ride gives you a count when the vocal ends and all the beat ends. The ride gives you a count. It gives you the impression that as if it's going to count to 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get to the chorus. But that doesn't happen. It gives just 2 counts and leaves the rest to the that sucking in sound of the ride cymbal, reverse ride cymbal. So beautiful. The third beat, the third beat is also silent. But when the ride comes in, the beat before that is also one blank surprise, because the entire groove of the song suddenly ends. There are so many beautiful variations in this arrangement. See here. See, you expect that tuck to happen, but it doesn't happen. It ends in the first beat. Stop. And that elephant call has come back. It was stopped all this while. Now it has come back. Something's happening in the left side. Funny, weird noises. The elephant sound is going on. Right. The ride is doing so much for the groove. That electric guitar and wood block sound thing is going on. Is this the guy playing the childhood role of Rishabh Shetty's character? I wonder. He looks like the same, has a similar haircut. Oh, again that pitch bender thing is happening in the pad. Oh, there was a loud hit. Okay, that was probably a taiko. That was a high taiko with just the sticks hitting and the low skin section of the taiko instrument. Both hit at the same time. Beautiful reverb. Again that taiko hit. Yes, it's a taiko. Taiko hits, and now the strings come in. Just taiko and strings. So less arrangement, so less instrumentation, and still such a great arrangement, man. This is one of my weak points as an arranger, actually. Doing great things with so less instrumentations. I have to say one thing about the South Indian industry. I know South Indians themselves don't like it when we non-South Indians lump them together in the so-called South Indian industry. I know there are nuances and differences in the South Indian industry in terms of storytelling, movie styles, and genres, and even music. But one thing I have to say that why I say South Indian industry in terms of music in their movies is because the amount of varieties that I get to listen to in South Indian movies, every song in every movie in every industry inside the South Indian region is so different from all of them. But that's not the case in Bollywood and Bengal's Tollywood. That's because I think this is mainly the fault of arrangers and, well, the songs they want the arrangers to arrange, the producers, directors, that is. The arrangers end up producing songs in a way which are almost all similar to the same, because they believe they are addicted to formulas. They get one great drum tone by chance in one hit song. They will use that one drum tone for 20 years now. That's what happened with Bhag DK Bose. They used that Addictive Drums software, Addictive Drums 1, and they kept using Addictive Drums 1 in everything. Addictive Drums business went up because everyone in Bollywood and Tollywood started buying the Addictive Drums 1. And I hate that snare tone of that Addictive Drums 1 software. I love the Addictive Drums 2 software though. But it's all like that. Now the Bengal Tollywood industry is going through that same phase. Now they have discovered this composer called Anupam Roy, who did the music for Piku. Now everyone wants to use sharod in everything. A bit of acoustic guitar and a sharod in everything. And some acoustic guitar with 4 chords with some accordion. That's the genre Anupam Roy brought in. And now everyone wants to do that. They can't get it out of their heads for 10, 15 years now. And Bollywood does the same thing. Similar arrangements and everything. But every song in South India is so vastly different. See how different the songs of this movie, how different these songs are from the Kantara songs. How these two songs are different from the KGF songs. Just one production house in one industry, 3 different movies, 3 completely different kinds of songs. That's what I'm talking about. Now the strings come in, and why I'm mentioning the strings is because all this while we haven't heard any brass section. Okay, brass section in a orchestra is the contrabassoon. Oboe is brass or wood, I forgot. But anyway, horns are mainly what I'm talking about. They finally come here. Yeah, the brass have come in. After the strings, the brass slowly seeps in. Strings. On the right, the strings are on the left of your ears, okay? The horns slowly come in from the right. And I'll tell you what the horns and the brass section is playing. That's very beautiful. The string sections are hitting different notes, meandering like a river. The brass is doing the same kind of thing conceptually, which the bass section of the song was doing this entire time, which is they are not taking much part in the melody. They are just holding one significant note and letting the other chord melodies do all the work. One low brass goes on with this note. One goes on with this note, the others hit the high sa. What an amazing poster. Okay, so this was the reaction video of Chandrachooda. I'll do the other songs very soon. Thank you for watching this, and I have no idea how to hit this with a shortcut key. Hopefully I'll find this out very soon. Thank you. Jaya Jaya He Mahishasura Mardini Ramyaka